Do you like... Oh my God. It's been years since I have done a Q&A video. And the last one I did, I was maybe like a couple of years into my content creation career. Now I'm about 7 to 8 years in. So I'm really interested to see where this goes. I asked a bunch of you guys on Twitter, Instagram, in Discord to ask me things that were personal about myself that you guys wanted to know that I maybe haven't answered or that you guys haven't heard me answer in great detail. So yeah, let's get into it. This should be fun. What's your nationality? It's actually funny. My sister actually just did a test for that because I didn't really know 100%, but I am like 97% Italian, and like the other 3% is like a little German, a little Irish, and then like a mixture of some other stuff. Nothing too interesting. I'm primarily Italian, hence the mustard. Hence the mustard. We have another question from Larry asking who the funniest person in chat is. I can promise you, Larry, that it is 100% not Bradicus. When or how long ago did you become a Packers fan? Good question. I became a Green Bay fan maybe like... I was in like high school-ish, like early high school, like right before they won the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. Like right before that, my uncle was a Packers fan, and then it kind of just stuck, and then I got interested in football, and then years later I obviously started watching more and things like that. So yeah, it was a really long time ago. I even though I grew up in Jersey, I never had this inkling to be a Jets fan or a Giants fan. It just wasn't something I was interested in. I really liked Aaron Rodgers, which is funny because now we've come full circle with him being on the Jets. Age, height, ethnicity, and measurements. What am I at, the fucking doctor? What got me into Call of Duty? Actually, what got me into Call of Duty was the original. I mean, pretty much I think what got most people into Call of Duty, I mean, I guess not most people, but I really enjoyed Nocturne Totent when that came out, World at War, playing that game, and then I took a break for a really long time, just like different interests as I grew up and stuff. And then Black Ops 3. When Black Ops 3 came out, I got super back into it. I went for Dark Matter. Dark Matter, yeah, right? There's so many camos out now. They all look like Dark Matter. I went for Dark Matter. And then they kind of started releasing, I think, Infinite Warfare. That's when World War II came out. So I got more into the comp scene. That's how I met my girlfriend that I'm with now. I know a lot of you guys probably know that already, but that's how Lauren and I met, through the women's comp scene in COD, even though we actually never really played together. We met through that. So yeah, here. What type of work would you be doing in the outside realm if you weren't such a gaming goddess at all times? Thank you. To be honest, I really don't know. I've obviously given it thought, just with my career kind of having like, you know, we're growing and we're doing our stuff, but naturally, obviously your brain as you get older and stuff definitely has those thoughts about where else you would want to go. And to be honest, I mean, I went to school to teach special education, but I never finished the degree because I didn't have the level of guidance I needed to at a young age. I really don't know. That's a really good question. It's hard to say. I would like to assume that my life would be taking more of a low-key path, considering I have put myself out there in front of the public for so long that maybe if I wasn't doing this anymore, I would take myself out of the public eye, to just kind of separate myself a little more, be more one with the earth, if that makes sense. Like, be more simple in my lifestyle. But I don't really know like a particular path, just a simple job maybe somewhere. Could see myself working at like a produce farm. That would be fun. Are you from up north? Yes, I am. I think I answered that earlier because I grew up in Jersey. Spent pretty much my whole life in Jersey up until I turned like 25, I think it was, and then I moved to Florida to be with Lauren. Then her and I this past year decided to just venture out, and my computer's gonna fall asleep. Sorry guys. decided to just venture out and try something new. So we decided Colorado because why not? And we're thinking maybe this year that we do something a little different. Like this is the first time I've really talked about it. Like maybe we were thinking Texas, but now we're thinking maybe temporary Airbnb style, like try different places or leave the country. That's something we've debated for a while, just to try something new because why not? We really only have ourselves and Ray. So definitely something we've thought about. But yes, to answer your question, I grew up in Jersey. I know I have the accent. I feel like I'm losing it as years go on, but I mean, I haven't been in Jersey since I moved right before COVID to Florida. So it's been like 6 years now. No, 4 years, 4.5 years. So it hasn't been that long. I don't miss it, to be honest. Jersey was very specific. Grew up in a very small town. Yeah. How do I feel as I've evolved as a content creator since first starting? I'm looking at my phone just so you guys know I'm not like, I realize that it probably looks weird because I'm not holding it in a good spot. But how do you feel that you've evolved as a content creator since first starting? That's a deep question, Killer. I appreciate you asking it. You actually asked quite a few good ones, so I'm going to use all of them, I think, to be honest. But it's funny, right? Like when I first started doing content and streaming and all this stuff, you never really know, and I still don't know, like where things are going to go. I had first started just for my love for Black Ops 3 and zombies. And my sister had been streaming, which now she doesn't stream at all anymore, but she kind of introduced me to the whole world of like streaming, gaming, Twitch, things like that, like on a serious level. I'm getting lost in where the question was. But how I feel I've evolved is I've kind of trying to think about it. Definitely, I know this is such a cliche, but definitely caring a lot less about what people think of me, what people think of the content that I post, and trying to fit a mold. I obviously enjoy watching other creators, seeing what makes them successful, and if I can find a way to implement some of their creativity into my own work, I appreciate that. But at the same time, when I had first started, it was kind of like, look at what other creators do and try to mirror it, which is not the correct thinking at all, because some of the biggest creators, the reason that they're so popular is because of the way that they stand out and are different. So I feel like I've gotten more comfortable in my own skin with that type of thing, but I also know I have a lot of growth. And I feel like I've seen that growth in more recent years with branching out and stuff, because it's not the easiest thing to do when you're a gaming creator who likes football and also knows that like you have a sense of humor that can be used for different levels of content as well. So it's like it gets more difficult. But yeah, I feel like I've done a decent job at it. I wish I could tell myself then what I know now. Like I wish I could tell Brit from 5 years ago, hey, wake up, like take advantage of Fortnite, take advantage of these early days of Warzone. But like, I can't change that now, but overall, I'm still proud of where I have come. And I think sometimes it's easy to reflect on the things you haven't done, right? Hindsight is 20/20. So, but when I really think about it, I know that Brit, who started creating content in 2017, wouldn't believe, like if I told myself in 2017 where I am now, she would be amazed. And that's really all that matters to me. I know I kind of like rambled on from your question, but like we're always going to evolve, and it's not always going to be good. So it's just about making sure that you get yourself on that right path. And I've honestly realized that if my mindset isn't healthy, then I won't be able to evolve how I need to as a creator. And I really hope that these next few years kind of showcase who I am as a person and my personality more than it is just me playing Call of Duty. And that's where I hope to go. All right, let's see what else you got for me. What is your favorite what is your all-time favorite game that isn't Call of Duty? Great question. All-time favorite game that isn't COD. I think I have to go like, I really liked Arkham Asylum, Batman Arkham Asylum. I also really liked the BioShock series. Those were some of my favorites, but I think I have to give the title to Arkham Asylum because I really liked all of the Batman games, but Asylum was definitely my favorite. It was one of the only games I finished to 99.99999% completion. Those of you that played it will know exactly what I'm talking about. One of the challenges for, I think it was the Riddler, were the chattering teeth. We had to go and shoot him out. Because I waited till the end of the game to finish that task, the chattering teeth like stopped respawning because the game was so old. I was never able to finish like one of the last tasks that I needed to get it to 100%. So yeah, I'm gonna give that to Arkham Asylum. Great game. Mark Hamill was phenomenal. Best voice of the Joker of all time. Thank you. If you could buy one thing, money isn't an issue. What are you buying? Oh my God, bro. I feel like I needed to like look at these questions beforehand because now I'm going to sit here like, do, 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 do. All right. I'm not thinking. I'm just singing. I could buy one thing. Money isn't an issue. I'm going to say I feel like I want to say like land, but like that's not the smart answer here because like if I can buy something, it should be something that's going to like make me more money, right? Like I should buy fucking Tesla or bring Toys R Us back or Nintendo, or I should buy Xbox and make sure you never have to pay money for Call of Duty again, right? Like I should buy like a big corporation so that this way I can own it and I can make a ton of money. Like I think I would buy like Chick-fil-A. I don't know, I would buy a corporation, never deal with any of it, just allow it to keep functioning how it's functioning, and just reap the rewards of the money. That's it, right? It's not an issue. Like spend billions. Fuck them. Where do you see your stream in a year or two? Do you see yourself streaming long term, 10 plus years? I do see myself streaming long term. I would say the biggest struggle that I've had more recently is about if I'm going to be able to maintain it full time. It's obviously been a rough few months for me, and just trying to navigate whether or not it's sustainable, but also while making sure I don't want to just like quit. Like I want to give it my all, and by quit I mean I don't want to just like give up and be like, oh well, I'm only going to stream part-time now, because I definitely see myself in it for the long term. I don't know if it'll always be Call of Duty and gaming. I would love the idea to be able to like, sometimes I see people doing like podcasts and stuff and I think like, that would be a lot of fun. So it may not always be, because you specified streaming. So it may not always be streaming, but I see myself in the content creation role for the long haul. I would love to believe that I'm going to branch out and do other things. Maybe, like I said, maybe a podcast or something sounds really fun. But yeah, definitely in it for the long haul. Definitely would love to keep streaming, but if something else, like let's say like my YouTube really takes off and I become really successful at editing, getting that stuff out there, and I no longer have time to stream, I could see myself doing it more casually, like for fun. Like right now, streaming is like at the forefront of my career, if that makes sense. Like it's, yes, I'm doing it and I'm enjoying it and I'm having fun with it, but it's also like my main thing. I would like to kind of see that switch where it becomes not my main thing. I've always told you guys this, and the videos and the views on those videos are what are my main source of income and my main focus. And then as time goes on, streaming is just pure enjoyment, pure fun, 100% like when I want to do it. Like right now it's kind of like, yes, I enjoy doing it, but I definitely have to make sure that I'm on at least 4 to 5 days a week, streaming a healthy 4 to 5 hours a day, and then doing content and stuff in those other 3 hours. So yeah, definitely in it for the long haul. Just don't know if it'll be as frequently if something else were to become priority that could provide more stability for me financially and also in the content creation realm of things. Before streaming, what did you want to do job-wise or potentially career? The only thing, this is what I kind of touched on earlier, the only thing I really wanted to do was special education. I never really had anything. I was in college. I started babysitting for my aunt, and then I started doing streaming and things like that. So then I ended up leaving school just because I didn't really want to be a special education teacher anymore. And I never went back because then I started streaming. I was working at Costco, and doing both of those things was more than enough. So never really gave it much thought other than just special education. Didn't want to do that anymore. Started working at Costco and was doing content at the same time. Then I quit Costco, became full-time content. You enjoying, this is a good question. So far, are you enjoying Colorado more or less than Florida, and why? It's funny, if you had asked me this when we first moved to Colorado, like maybe end of March, April, before summer really started, I would have said I absolutely hate it, regret moving, loved Florida. But after experiencing the summer, like most of you guys said would happen, I do enjoy the Colorado summers. I just really don't enjoy the dry, which I get, like, it's double-edged sword, right? I can't have really enjoyable summers without the dry. And we haven't experienced fall yet, so I don't know, we'll see. But the cost of living here is a little too high. I really don't like having to pay state taxes. So I mean, I enjoy it, but I don't know if I enjoy it enough for another year of it, but we'll see. Our lease ends in May, so we got time. What got me into card collecting? I love that question. Some of you guys don't know. Huge into card collecting. But originally what got me into card collecting was Pokemon. I had started over COVID. I had gotten a few packs of Pokemon cards. This was, I think, right around the time that Champions Path came out. So Lauren and I, we had started getting into opening packs. We opened actually like a Champions Path booster box on stream. That's when we pulled that Rainbow Zard that I just showed you guys. And then it didn't really evolve to sports until like 2022. And then it didn't really, well, and that I mean by sports, I mean football, like 2021, 22. I remember I had like a bunch of 2020 boxes that I ended up selling, which I now regret because of Jordan Love, Joe Burrow, just stacked class. I really enjoy it. It's an expensive hobby. I have a ton of stuff that we're wanting to sell off. To be honest, I think that we're going to be exiting the hobby or very much slowing down soon, just because we're in a like junk wax era where it's too much. It's too much going on and it's too expensive. Really interested in just selling off a lot of our collection and kind of just keeping what we really enjoy and just moving forward from there. Maybe buying singles in the future, enjoying opening still, but just like at a more responsible pace. But yeah. Do you snore? I'll let Lauren answer that question. I snore. Fuck yeah, I snore. Okay, I think I answered 20 minutes, and that's before the editing. I think I answered pretty much everything. If you guys have any other questions you want to ask me, you can ask them in the comments. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was much better than the last one. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one.